All right, Coach, we haven't been able to talk to you since last Monday. Since then, what's been the biggest thing that you've seen with this group improvements?
Yeah, I mean, I think communication is good on defense. I think that's one of the things that I've really noticed the last few practices, how well they're communicating, because a lot of these vets are understanding what we have going on, so now you can talk. You can tell all the, especially young guys, tell them what to do. And so you see a lot of communication from linebackers and safeties working all the way down to the front. I really like that. I think offensively, we got to be a lot more crisp. I mean, I think we're making some plays, but you like to get the line up quicker. You like to get the motions better, alignments better. I mean, this is all pre-snap stuff that I think we got to get better at. But some guys are making plays. It's been good to see. It's been fun. The competition's been great. The other thing, I think we're doing a really good job of how we're practicing, taking care of each other. And for the most part, staying healthy with that, not taking guys to the ground. I think that's been great.
Some of that technical stuff on offense, just the offense being so
new. Well, I think that and the fact that we're playing everybody. I mean, everybody on the roster is getting reps. We're rotating a lot of guys, getting a lot of guys reps. Guys that are just got here in January, and to guys that have been here for a while. So just playing a bunch of guys, you're going to have a little bit of that. And then 4 or 5 wide receivers are all new. I mean, that certainly has something to do with it too. And we'll coach through that. And but you see some bright spots within that. I mean, Caldwell came back Wednesday, and he had another great day again today. So he's on the outside because he missed the practice 2 and 3. Cyrus made some plays today. Noah came back a little bit today, so he'll start making more reps. And so it's been good to see.
In terms of Big 12 talent, is this the best? Just on the book, just looking at the best.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, certainly got to go out and make plays, but I do think we've helped ourselves in the offseason. We helped ourselves. The last class we signed last year, and then of course the 12 guys we brought in this year. It is a process. I mean, it's difficult, to go out and make that jump. Obviously, when you jump up to the power conference, and we made strides last year. Certainly wasn't good enough, obviously, and hopefully we'll make more strides again this year. And I think we got a bunch of good guys out here that are working their butts off, working together, and doing the things necessary to go out and compete in the Big 12.
You've been calling offense for a long time. How much does your playbook get tweaked year to year, offseason to offseason?
Well, I mean, the general offense is going to be intact, but it's really more about what the guys can do. So whatever talent you have, who do we need to get the ball to, find ways to do that. You still want to be able to run the football, I think. So, obviously it starts up front, trying to get the best O-line that we can get up front, and still working through some of that. And then the tight ends in the blocking game. But I do think, Patrick Gurdick came in from Ohio State, an additional blocker, which is great in the run game. He's also made some plays catching the football, which is good. Obviously, you got Joe back there at that room. Gavin Grover's had an awesome all season, and he's done some things. Hurski's been good. So I think our tight end room is certainly better. It comes down to these guys on the outside making plays in the passing game, and I think through our first, 4 practices, I think we've been able to see some guys make plays down the field, and one thing we weren't able to do last year.
Allen made one of those plays today.
Yeah.
He also looks like the type of guy that could catch a little 2-yard pass and take it 50. Is that a weapon that you really haven't had the last couple of years?
I think so. He's a guy who can play inside and outside. He can run. He plays fast. He's got good hands. He's a guy again that's learning the offense. So we're trying to give him a little bit and see if he can go out and make plays. Sometimes the defense doesn't cooperate and he gets frustrated, but he's got to be patient with that. And when the defense cooperates with some looks we like. We saw today he was able to run by some guys and we're able to get him the ball. But he is certainly a playmaker. But you're right. He's a guy that can knock the top off, but he also can catch those underneath balls and be able to go get some yards with some yards after the catch.
I know it's not full contact, but Manny Covey's a guy that seems to keep popping day after day. How much has he progressed in this offseason?
Oh man, he really from the day he got here, over the last 2 years, he's really come a long ways. And the other thing is he's so well respected by his teammates. He works his tail off, and he's worked himself into getting his body right, and I think it's showing on the field. This offseason was big for him. Every practice, I think he's popped some big runs, like every one of them. Even like a run where it's a 3rd and 2 run, he's hitting it in there, hitting the linebacker and pushing the pile forward to get the first down. So he's done some really good things. We saw a glimpse of him at Texas Tech last year with over 100 yards receiving. I think he's certainly going to be an addition to us there. I'm proud of the running back room. I think they've done some really good things this spring so far, and we'll continue to see. We haven't tackled much. You're right. I think Saturday will be a day. Tomorrow we'll tackle a little bit more in a couple more periods, and so you're looking at 25 reps maybe of tackling tomorrow, which that'll be good. See if those guys can break some tackles and obviously see what the defense can do with that.
how much easier does it make your job, Coach Thomas's job, when you don't have to do install for a quarterback for the first season?
Yeah, it helps, and to have really all our top 3 quarterbacks back, kind of starting a little bit ahead of the game, which is awesome. Can build off some stuff that we did last year, and really progress with that. And I think Samaj has really taken a step forward this offseason, worked on his body, but he's so much more in control out here. Running and throwing, he's got a lot of talent. And I thought last year, in practice-wise, it came down to some decision-making, but I think he's making much more better decisions now. And I think he'll be a guy that will play for us next year. There's no question about it. He's got a lot of talent, a lot of ability.
There are different positions of Caldwell. Could he be this year's Philadelphia on the offensive side?
He could be. He's a guy that came from, Lindenwood, a small school, and but he's got a lot of ability, a lot of talent. He's different. He just looks different out there. He's long, he's tall, he can run. He's made 3 practices, and he's made some plays in all 3 practices, and it's a great weapon to have on the outside. He's not just going to be that big body that has to catch the underneath balls. He's going to be able to get by some people and run down the sideline. So it's fun to watch him, and but I do think he's still learning a lot about the game, at this level. And I think this spring practice, this whole season will be great for him.
You lost Bartlett. Bartlett was one of the better sack guys in the league. Who do you anticipate being some of your best candidates to get after the QB?
Oh man, you'd love for it to be somebody up front, and we brought in a couple guys that can maybe get after the passer there a little bit up front. And I think, last year we utilized Bartlett there as a linebacker position. I certainly think we'll be able to do that again this year. I think JT, I think Golday, I think Dingle, those guys are going to be able to make plays. I think Simeon's a guy who can certainly go make plays on the quarterback. Mook Sims, another guy who can make plays. Monte Whedon. I mean, those are 6 guys that I think at any given moment we could send them and they can pass, get to the quarterback. So that's going to be interesting. That's one of the things we got to do a better job of putting pressure on the quarterbacks. I feel like, and because where we were not good on defense was getting interceptions. I think we had 5 last year. Well, part of that is putting pressure on the quarterback, so the quarterback doesn't have time, and so we got to be able to create those pressures, whether it be the guys up front or the linebackers, and we got some guys that can do it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.